which is orientated towards a lunar calendar. Now we have a solar and a lunar calendar. The main thing is getting our house in order, and already we're in the 47th Sabbath of the Hebrew year. So this Saturday, this in the Western date would be Friday, or be actually Saturday, July 31st, right? July 31st would be the 47th senbet or Sabbath in our Hebrew year, which is orientated towards a lunar calendar. Now we have a solar and a lunar calendar. As Ethiopian Hebrews, we have a solar and a lunar calendar. Or actually, to put it in order, we have a lunar first and a solar calendar. So through our Hebrew or Judaic heritage, we have a lunar calendar. It's according to the celestial heavenly signs. So now most of us live in Babylon. We have false stars, false light, and most of us don't really understand. We're disorientated, so we don't even understand the signs in the heavens that Genesis even lays out from the Almighty, that the heavens will be for signs and seasons and days and years. So it's very important to understand the AstroTheological significance, the true Judeo-Christian or Ethiopian Hebrew and elect rastafari calculations and computation. The scripture says that we have to redeem the time because the days are evil. So we're living in these evil days, and we've got to redeem the time by using our senbets or Sabbaths effectively. So therefore, we're going to initiate the weekly orit or the Torah readings, the Ethiopic Torah or the orit readings. And we need to understand what's known as the Parashat Ha-Shavua, Parashat Ha-Shavua, which are the weekly or every senbet, every seventh day, there is a particular Torah portion, as well as a half-Torah portion from the prophets. And for us as Judeo-Christian or Tewahedo, based on that Ethiopian Hebrew foundation, we the once lost but now found Beta Israel, we also receive Iyesus Kristos Adonenu Yehoshua HaMoshiach. Therefore, we also have a Brit Chadasha or Hadith Kidan reading from the New Testament, from the New Covenant. And this is what we have sought to lay out right here with a chart that we've worked on, and it's going to be distributed very soon, uploaded and distributed, especially to our new Line of Judah site, and you can go on to the main web and get all the updates about that. So we have the parashat or the bait. The bait is the particular paragraphs and the mi'raf, the particular chapters that are to be read. So it begins at the Hebrew or Hebraic New Year, which interestingly enough coincides with the Ethiopian New Year, roughly around September 11th. We're going to get into some of the details, but since we're already, from our own calculation of time, we're running late, because we actually were supposed to put up the 46th senbet or the 46th Shabbat reading, which coincided with the 23rd of July and the Son of Man Day, or Lich Teferi, the birthday, what's known as the birthday of Qedemawi Haile Selassie or Haile Selassie I. So now we're into the 47th Torah portion or orit reading. As you can see from our chart right here, that will show those who are seeing this in the video version, the 46th was Ekeb, but the Ashkenazi says Ekev, and we're going to update all of this with the Ethiopic, because the main thing right now to utilize our time wisely. And this is what we do when we observe and keep the senbet or the Sabbath kedus or holy. We have a study from the Torah, we have a study from the Haftorah or the prophetical, as well as the Adis Kidan or the Brit Hadasha. So when we look at the 46th, which was last week, which was actually the last senbet, which was the 23rd of July, His Imperial Majesty Earth Day, or Lich Tafari, the Son of Man Day, that was Ekeb, and that was Deuteronomy chapter 7, verses 12 to chapter 11, verse 25. That was the Orit, or the Torah reading. Now, this particular senbet, or the senbet for July 31st, is known in the Hebrew as either Ri'yeh, or really we say Arai. Bamarinya and the good is Arai. They say Ri'yeh or Ri'eh or Royeh. Depends on, you know, whether it's Ashkenazi or Sephardic. So we don't get confused with that. We study that, but then we follow the Ethiopic and we study the Metaf Kedus of Negus and Negast. But the reading for the 47th senbet in the year, we have about 54 of them. So we have roughly about 8 more until we're coming into the new year, and that coincides with September 11th. That coincides with Rosh Hashanah. So this is just a reminder of the senbet and the Sabbath readings. And we're going to get into a little bit of study on this, as well as seek to provide some audio streaming of the more expanded teaching and lessons, as well as when ones want to order the audio or download the audio, we also hope to have that available for one-to-one soon. But the first thing we want to put up, especially at our updated site and our updated blog, Line of Judah blog, are these charts like the Orit reading or the Torah reading chart. So ones-and-ones in their own private or family communion time on the senbet, on the Sabbath, on the Shabbat, can study this and can read this and can grow and basically redeem the time, because these days are evil. So keeping the senbet is very important for us to understand the importance of keeping the senbet. And we did another teaching that hopefully this particular so-called weekend, or this particular Qedemawi Ehud, we will be able to upload that edited as much as possible. And since some of these things have to come out in rapid succession in order to give one the fuller teaching, they may not be as edited as some of the other teaching videos. So it's all about the Word, and you really have to listen to the Word and follow along with your scripture. So we're going to get into what are the Torah portions, or what are the Orit portion. And we have to understand what these readings and teachings, our cultural as well as, one would say, traditional weekly Torah readings on the senbet. What is done on the senbet each Saturday in the mikrab or mikraboch, or the synagogues, the Ethiopian Hebrew and the Judeo from our Judeo-Christian foundation. And for us as elect rastafari, each Qedemawi or senbet, the Shabbat, in our groundations, our gatherings, what was known as the synagogue from such a time around the world, or wherever we are at, a portion from the Torah, which we know as the Orit, that's called the Parasha, is publicly chanted. The Torah is divided into 54 of these parashiot or parashot, so that in the course of a year, beginning and ending on the holy day or the holiday of Simchat Torah, the entire scroll of the 5 books of Moses has been recited during our senbet agelgalot, during our Sabbath services. And this forms the true kedase, or the true liturgy for us as redeemed Ethiopian Hebrews in the King of Kings and his Christ. Now, one to note that in addition, the beginning of the following week's Torah portion, the beginning of the following week's Torah portion is chanted during the senbet afternoon service and during Monday and Thursday morning services. We'll touch on that at another time. So what we're going to do right here is just kind of go over some of the basics so that ones will at least become a little bit familiarized with this, because this is a public reading of the Torah, the public reading of the Orit. When we say Torah, we're saying what you know from the West and the so-called Jewish. But as we get to our Ethiopic root, we call it the Orit. The Orit. Now, the reading, the Nabab of the Orit, or the Orit Nabab, it is a Kedus or a Kedase. It's a Kedase, it's a liturgy. Some say a religious ritual. You understand? Distinct. This is distinct from the study of Orit. Because the study of Orit, that is what's known as the Talmud, the Talmud, the Talmud, the Talmud, the Talmud, the Talmud. Reading.